He's been an award-winning media personality and producer. As a speaker, he's empowered over 1 million people from the stage. Now one of the leading business coaches and brand experts is taking over the world of on-demand audio. It's the Business Bully Podcast. Now here's the business bully himself, Dave Anderson.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is yours truly, the Mohawk and real talk and living fully business bully, snapping necks and cashing checks. Woo! Thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a minute. I was on the road, spent a great deal of time in Orlando at Podfest. It was amazing. I got on that stage and I gave them that work. Oh, man, it's nothing like watching me live, man. Listen, it's one thing for me to get on this podcast and talk shit. It's an entirely different animal when I'm on that stage. And I don't think y'all understand. So I was just having this conversation the other day. When I'm on the stage, I'm acting like it's the last time anybody's going to hear me speak. I'm acting like I'm going to die right after this. And I got to give you absolutely everything that I have. So I had a great time down there. Met some really cool people, man. Yo, shout out to Gamer Tag Radio. I've been trying to meet them guys forever, man. So, everybody knows I'm a low-key gamer. I primarily like fighting games, a couple of sports games here and there. But primarily my judge is fighting games and first-person shooters. Gamer Tag Radio, they were awesome. I actually won an Atari hat from them. So shout out to Gamer Tag Radio. Shout out to you going to do what podcast? Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Clean Ears podcast. Everybody who was there, man, amazing time. So if you have not checked out Podfest, I highly recommend it. I got some things in the works myself, so be on the lookout for that. Not going to be a particularly long show. Just want to get in here, rant a little bit, bust it up. First of all, my heart goes out to everybody in South Florida with that shooting thing happening. It was unbelievable. You know what? And I can't even say it was unbelievable. These things continue to happen, and it continues to be the same thing. And instead of really dealing with the fact that we have a culture that allows this behavior to go on, we start talking about gun control. Talking to the government about regulating gun control is like talking to Ronald McDonald about regulating obesity. It ain't going to happen because they profit from it. Like at some level, you got to start looking at situations and say, if this is operated truly as a business, are they going to put the well-being of their people above their profit margins? And the truth of the matter is, no, they won't. That's why the lobbying system is something that I feel a lot of people, especially small businesses, need to take advantage of. And this is not to in any way, shape, or form belittle the tragedy that has happened, but we got to be honest and have the real tough conversations. And one of the toughest conversations we can have is the fact that the government is in on this. The government makes money. Listen, you just don't get an AR-15. That just doesn't roll through here. Just like people used to get mad at me when I say, listen, every drug dealer I've ever met does not have a plane. Every last one of them. And I've known massive drug dealers. I've known nickel and dime. None of them got a plane. So where are these drugs coming in? Because last I checked, people ain't growing their own coke. So at some point, you got to start realizing that you could talk border control. You could talk about building the wall and draining the swamp or whatever metaphor you want to use to blow smoke up the ass of the mindless constituents. But me over here, I am WOKE, and I was woke before it was a term. But again, man, tragedy happens all the time. Now, I'm not a one to get on a mental health kick either, but I do think it's important to address the fact that the shooter, lost his mother. Like, he was adopted. His dad died. His mother died in November. He was living in a trailer park. Like, there was a lot of things going on with this kid that nobody ever stopped to address. And I think that's one of the biggest problems in the world. We base everybody on the same wavelength. Like I remember I got an F in algebra, and people were like, "Oh, well, you're not applying yourself." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm getting A's and B's and everything else. So how am I not applying myself? Maybe I'm just not good at this here math." You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got some stuff going on. And a lot of us, if we're honest with ourselves and we take stock of where we were as teenagers, again, not excusing the behavior of the shooter, but when we take stock in where we were as teenagers and some of the things that we went through, buried, let go, you got to start looking at it and saying, yeah, you know what? Maybe I could have done better. maybe I wish I would have had somebody else to talk to. There's a lot of factors that go into this thing, and there's plenty of blame that goes around. But I guarantee you, mark my words, out here playing psychic, somebody's going to blame the superintendent. Watch what I say. The Broward County superintendent is going to get the most blame on this. Not the principals, not the police officers, not the security systems, not any of that. Watch it come down to them start blaming the Broward County superintendent. But I digress. So the big story on Action News tonight is a lot of people are split behind Black Panther. Now, as you know, Black Panther, the movie, has made $165 million, in pre-orders, in pre-ticket sales, which is amazing. It's a box office record. So this movie's going to be number one regardless. But there are certain folks, especially Black folks, myself included, who are excited about Black Panther. I want to enjoy it. The same way I want to enjoy Spider-Man, the same way I want to enjoy Avengers, the same way I went, unfortunately, and enjoyed the Fantastic Four franchise. Lord Jesus, those were dark days. Same way I enjoy Logan. I like comic book movies. Here's a little fun trivia fact for some of you who are just a little too woke or a little too revolutionary. People believe that Black Panther came after the formation of the Black Panther Party, and the truth of the matter is the Black Panther comic book came out in July of 1966. The Black Panther Party was formed in October of 1966. So it's almost more than a safe bet that the Black Panther, meaning T'Challa, influenced the Black Panther Party and not the other way around. But I digress. I mean, there are people who are just up in arms. Oh, well, the studio's going to make all this money. Well, last I checked, the studio's always going to make all the money. My question is this, right? If you're such a revolutionary, if you're so hard body and you're so woke and you're so Ungawa Black Power, which is cool, I'm not knocking that because I'm all about making sure the upliftment of Black people is forefront. I don't mind people saying, hey, maybe Marvel should give 25% to the Black community. That may be fine, whatever. They can do what they want. That's their money. But I have yet to see a lot of these folks who go to these Chinese stores, for example, or these Korean nail shops, for example, say, hey, we drop a whole lot of money on 4 wings, shrimp fried rice, homemade lemonade. Could you please add ice? Poke a hole in my top, poke a hole in my top, poke a hole in my top. We drop millions of dollars into your establishments. What are you doing for the Black community? See, that's a conversation that doesn't happen. But y'all could attack a faceless corporation and avoid responsibility on a real level, for what's happening. This is the only time I ever get, and listen, I operate in the world. I am a proud Black man. I will always be a proud Black man. I do business with everyone, happily. You want to know why? Because the rest of the world does business with everyone happily and then takes care of their own. That's how this is supposed to work. So having said that, if you're that much of a revolutionary, why haven't you hit them up? Why haven't you hit up these businesses that are in your communities that don't do anything for your communities? Not even a block party, not even a scholarship, no nothing. You never go to them and say, what are you doing for all this money we're giving? You don't ever go to these hair supply stores, these beauty supply stores, when they've got, your bundles on bundles on bundles, and ask them what they're doing to contribute to the Black community. You never ask them for 5%, let alone 25%. So to me, that's what I call hypocrisy. And hypocrisy to me is some Babbage bullshit, because it's easy to attack Marvel. It's easy to attack a franchise that's doing well. And last I checked, Ryan Coogler's probably one of the youngest directors to ever direct a blockbuster of this nature. The cast is 98% Black. My whole thing is this, right? Let's talk about the fact, because we like to say, we need to have our own studios, this, that, and the third. Okay, well, Byron Allen has his own studios, and y'all shit on him every chance you get. And Byron Allen's a billionaire with a B. So again, you miss me with that. Y'all sit up there, look at Dame Dash. Dame Dash makes his own movies all the time. When's the last time y'all did pre-orders for Dame Dash's movies? Oh, y'all don't mess with Dame Dash like that because of the Jay-Z situation, but there would be no Jay-Z if it wasn't for Dame Dash. Just saying. Like, you got to really start looking at yourself and examining why you're really mad. Is this fake Negro outrage? Or is this just low-hanging fruit because Marvel's this big, bad corporation that is now owned by Disney? You see what I'm saying? And then my whole thing is this, like, if you don't like it, where's your movie? And then let me give you some more history. Back in like 92, I think it was, Wesley Snipes wanted to make the Black Panther movie, and he went to John Singleton, and John Singleton was like, "Oh yeah, we should make it," but be like, have it confusing where there's like the kid lives in the hood and he wants to be a Black Panther, and Wesley Snipes was like, "No, that's not what I want to do," and he kept going back and forth with Marvel. Marvel wouldn't do it, so they settled on Blade. The reason that Marvel Studios is where it is because of Blade. Without Wesley Snipes and without Blade, there would be no Spider-Man, there would be no Avengers, no Captain America, no Ant-Man and the Wasp, no none of that shit. It all goes back to Blade. Because nobody thought it would take off, and then Wesley Snipes kicked everybody's ass 3 times in the box office. You see what I'm saying? But we like to overwrite and override what really happens out here in these streets and what really makes sense in the grand scheme of things. And so for me, it's very bothersome to watch people talk about what they don't exactly know and don't exactly understand, but are doing absolutely nothing to better the situation for everyone involved. That to me is the worst form of hypocrisy. That is the highest form of bullshit. And it is the lowest form of, fake activism that you can get. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. Because I'm going to tell you right now, me and my big black ass is going to get me a big ass tub of popcorn. I'm going to see Black Panther and I'm going to enjoy it immensely. Damn Skippy. Because I don't hear y'all saying nothing like, oh, well, Cyborg was in Justice League and Cyborg saved the Justice League. How about we have DC give millions of dollars to black community? Like, no, nothing specific, no nothing, just like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if that's the case, do it with every damn body, And that's the thing. Like, ain't nobody ever going to Morgan Freeman like, hey, Morgan Freeman, you've been on them damn Batman movies as Lucius Fox. Can y'all get them to do something? Yeah. And that's another point. On the flip side, though, if you're not black, you don't have a right to tell black people what they should or should not do. So when Gary Owen tried to come at Vivica Fox talking about, people should be happy that, they're in the movie. Yeah, I think you should be happy that folks are in the movie. But guess what? There are a lot of people benefiting from black culture overall. And because they're benefiting financially from black culture and not contributing to black culture, I don't see anything wrong with asking for a piece of what was created and made by us or influenced by us. Like, I was watching Ellen DeGeneres the other day, and there was a cute little Asian girl who was dancing hip hop, and everybody was like, oh, that's the cutest thing in the world. You see a little black girl dancing hip hop on Facebook or something, and everybody's like, does she know her ABCs? Does she do this? Does she do that? Like, this is an outrage. And I'm like, but the little Asian girl can twerk on Ellen, and it's cute. Houseway. I'm going to say it. If, in fact, Tank sang Stay With Me, the Sam Smith song, it would go nowhere. But because Sam Smith is white, it's a hit. And if you close your eyes, you can barely tell the difference between Sam Smith and Tank. But these are the things that we have to contend with. I'm going to support Black Panther. I think for once, it's a film that does not involve gangbanging. It does not involve somebody sitting around rapping all day. Ain't nobody on drugs. There's no damsel in distress. Ain't nobody being kidnapped or raped or told make me feel good. I want to enjoy one of my favorite comic book heroes that I used to read growing up. And that's what the hell I'm going to do. You can do whatever the hell you want to. I know Wakanda is an imaginary country. I do know, however, the real vibranium is in the heart and the soul and the minds of black people, and it has been harvested for hundreds of years without black people getting anything for it. So, having said that, I will say enjoy yourself. It's a celebration, bitch, but let's not turn this into a situation where it's just amazing for black civil rights. Let's keep it where it needs to be. It's a great comic book movie. It's a stellar achievement. It's got an all-star cast, and they had me at Angela Bassett. They had me at Lupita. Lord, I love me some damn Lupita. I do. I would change my last name to Nyong'o. You hear what I'm saying to you? I don't think y'all feel me. But anyway and anyhow, like I said, it's just going to be a little quick show today. I just wanted to bust it up with y'all, see what you're talking about, let you know how I felt about the situation. Hopefully you you enjoy what's going on. Also, if there's ever anything that you want me to address, email me, dave@businessbullyshow.com. If you have not signed up for the Pitch, Close, Upsell, Repeat course, it is available now at pitchcloseupsellrepeat.com. And, check me out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm about to launch my Twitch account right now. Big things going on, big announcements coming up, man. So stay tuned, and I'm going to holler at y'all real soon, man. Y'all know me. It is what it is. So again, in conclusion, Wakanda forever.
Want free business and marketing tips from Dave? Text Business Bully to 31996. That's Business Bully to 31996. Standard data and text message rates apply.